Hello there, it's Feature Friday, and today I'm going to be featuring the work of someone we might not recognize as an author, but it is the work of avid reader and storyteller Kobe Bryant. And Kobe, he wanted to be known as a storyteller. So you think about him, it's not what comes to mind, but um, when he was a 41-year-old NBA legend, and he did a lot of other things after that. He started an investment firm that was worth billions. He founded a youth basketball league with Nike. He learned Mandarin Chinese to foster business relations and fan relations in China. But it was his work as a writer and then as a storyteller that he said that really drove his second act in life and that he wanted to be remembered for. In one of his final interviews, they asked him, Kobe, what do you want to be remembered for in 50 years? And he answered that he wanted to be known as a person that was able to create stories that inspired kids and families to bond together. And so I have a collection of his books from his publishing studio. So I'm going to talk about all of his different books. And yeah, they're sports stories, but you don't have to be a lover of sports to enjoy these. I really love Legacy and the Queen was the first one that I read, and it's a little bit like Hunger Games. And all of his books, you've got this athlete, but it's more than just telling a great sports story. They're also they're books that I would put them in the fantasy genre because these kids have some really cool superpowers. So a little bit, some connections to Harry Potter, but this one reminds me of Hunger Games because our girl Legacy, she comes from very humble background. She comes from like nothing. Her dad runs an orphanage. They struggle in life, but she's been playing tennis against the wall in the orphanage forever, and she's good and she's got mad skills, and so she gets this opportunity to represent her republic, the Republic of Nova, and this yearly big tournaments where citizens are vying for a big title, and if you get the big title, then you get special honor and esteem and rewards and this big cash prize, and so she wants to save her father's orphanage, which is in danger of closing and turning away these kids. So lesson here is you don't have to have come from an amazing background. You can come from nothing and do great things. It's about your heart, it's about your drive, it's about your will, and Kobe tells that story in here. And also, whatever you do, becoming great, you try make life better for other people. And we heard that in Martin Luther King's speech, what is your life blueprint, right? You go out there and you do a great thing, but you uplift others along the way. His other, the Wizard series, and then this is a basketball one, and so it starts with training camp. These four kids at camp, and then it goes into he wrote a sequel to it with it's called Season 1, their actual first season. The books that he produced here, they're beautiful. They're fun to look at because that hardcover, you can see that it's kind of like embossed with gold, and then all of them have a neat little built-in bookmark. And then this one, the Epica series, it's all the pages are on rainbow paper. So the Epica, the tree of Ekroth, it's set in an alternate world and it's dominated by sports, and all these players get this magical power called Grana, and they have to learn to harvest it. So this one is about two orphans in Ekroth, and it's one kid is Rovi and the other one is Prussia, and they have to battle terrible evil and discover their inner strength along the way. And this one became so popular that they came out with a second one. So you can the River of Sand. These books you can get them at Barnes and Noble. You can get them at I've seen them on Meyer, the shelves there, and I have them too in my classroom library. And then also Geese Are Never Swans. This is a swimming book, and then I have two of the Mamba Mentality, How I Play. Two of Kobe's big book. But if you didn't know, he won an Academy Award for a short film. And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to pause before we get into celebrating his books. And we're going to watch Dear Basketball, What Made Kobe an Academy Award winner. So here's a picture of him when he won, which is pretty cool. And this is the film that he created. And it's kind of this awesome ode and tribute to basketball.
A 1-point game. Bryant for the win. Dear Basketball. I started rolling my dad's tube socks and shooting imaginary game-winning shots in the Great Western Forum. I knew one thing was real. I fell in love with you. A love so deep, I gave you my all. From my mind and body to my spirit and soul. As a 6-year-old boy, deeply in love with you, I never saw the end of the tunnel. I only saw myself running out of one. And so I ran. I ran up and down every court after every loose ball for you. You asked for my hustle. I gave you my heart. Because it came with so much more. I played through the sweat and the hurt. Not because challenge called me, but because you called me. I did everything for you. Because that's what you do when someone makes you feel as alive as you've made me feel. You gave a 6-year-old boy his Laker dream. And I'll always love you for it. But I can't love you obsessively for much longer. This season is all I have left to give. My heart can take the pounding. My mind can handle the grind. But my body knows it's time to say goodbye. And that's okay. I'm ready to let you go. I want you to know now, so we both can savor every moment we have left together. The good and the bad. We have given each other all that we have. And we both know, no matter what I do next, I'll always be that kid with the rolled up socks, garbage can in the corner, 5 seconds on the clock, ball in my hands. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Love you always, Kobe.
Awesome. So I want to give you a little preview, do my little book talk on the Wizard series, the first one, Training Camp. And so you got this team, the Bottom Badgers, and they're the lowest ranked team in their league. And these poor kids, they come from a little neighborhood called Dren, and it's the poorest, roughest, nastiest neighborhood. Nobody thinks they can do much. Nobody expects them to succeed. And then along comes this great coach. His last name is Wizenard, Rolabi Wizenard. And he gets there, and the kids get there on training camp. And everybody has like this weird, strange vision after that first night of the first day of playing together. They have these weird visions of like, and it kind of challenges what they know about basketball and what they think it can really be about. And then their secret struggles on and off the court. So again, all of his books are embedded, who you are as an athlete, but then also who you are as a person. And so they have to really reach deep and find a lot of grit and resolve to survive training camp with this tough coach. And they take a lot of risks along the way and trust their teammates and really confront some inner fears that they've had, all led by this great coach. So this is from the great mind of basketball legend Kobe Bryant. And so I want to share with you another clip about him, more about his storytelling and who he was as a writer. So we'll go to clip number 2, how he wanted to be remembered.
Kobe Bryant's legendary mindset and work ethic helped the NBA's third all-time leading scorer win 5 NBA championships, an Olympic gold medal, and a guaranteed spot in basketball's Hall of Fame. It is also the same mindset that he has taken into retirement. So what is this area?
So this is our creative area, our creative space.
This is Kobe Bryant's court now.
So we've created our own term called chronology.
The creative space at his production company, Granity Studios. Kobe's next chapter, launched in 2016 after 20 seasons in the NBA. Is this something as a kid you thought about that you would want to have?
Definitely. As a kid, the main focus was just playing the game. And like my last year, people asked me what I was going to do. And I said I go into storytelling. They were like, all right, well, like, that's not a real job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that sort of stuff. Dear Basketball.
But with his first project, the animated short film Dear Basketball,
I fell in love with you.
Kobe did what Kobe does. Stunned the crowd, not with a game winner, but an Oscar winner.
5 seconds on the clock. Ball in my hands.
Yeah, jumping into writing and then win an Oscar right away.
Yeah, well.
Because that's how Kobe Bryant does it in my mind.
Well, it's funny. Like if you look back, I had a lot of practice on road trips and on planes, writing. No, it's not good. Let me restructure this. Let me write this.
You were practicing a different craft while you were playing your craft that so many know you for.
Yeah. And the structure of playing a game is storytelling. When we sit down and we watch basketball, act 1, act 2, act 3, all those acts are present throughout the course of the game. And as you're managing a game, you're managing the ebbs and flows of it. The momentum shifts.
Right.
These are all stories, and so it's all the rules of the world.
Like basketball, storytelling is a passion for Kobe, which began in high school, right around the time he was winning a Pennsylvania State hoops title.
I had a great speaking arts teacher who taught how to structure story, how to write story. The world revolves around storytelling, and so it serves an important role in our society at large. I get excited to try to play my small part in it. Hey everyone, this is Kobe Bryant, and I'd like to introduce you to the Punies.
Under the Granity umbrella, Kobe has helped shape stories from podcasts to film, all with the idea of using sport and entertainment to educate.
For our studio, it's important to build it where parents trust that your kids can enjoy our content, novels, film, series, otherwise, and trust that they'll be gaining valuable information from that's going to help them be better.
Take the trio of books Kobe's created for young adults, described by some as Harry Potter meets the sports world.
The Wizenard series.
The first was basketball-based, the Wizenard series Training Camp, and it hit #1 on the New York Times bestseller list. Where did the idea for the Wizenard series come from?
It's actually started from Mary Poppins.
The Julie Andrews version.
Julie Andrews version. Dick Van Dyke version.
Yeah.
And I was saying, man, if there was a coach that was magical in that way, what would that look like?
Kobe has created the fantasy world the books are set in, along with the characters and their backstories. He then plots out the storylines before turning to a hand-selected author. In September, Bryant published Legacy and the Queen, about a young female tennis player.
It was really important for me in writing Legacy to understand those emotional frustrations and the ebbs and flows of playing the sport.
So for inspiration, well, where do you think he went?
So I called Serena up and said, Serena, this is what I'm thinking. Obviously, know nothing about tennis. So like, you gotta talk me through. We sat on the phone for about a good hour or so. We talked about the challenges of playing the sport, the training aspect of it all, the emotion.
You started playing tennis later in life after you stopped playing basketball.
Yeah.
How good were you when you first got out there?
Horrible.
Kobe Bryant was bad at a sport.
Oh my God, are you kidding? Yeah, like I was swinging a racket as if I was in a home run. It's just
You do what you know.
wrong sport, dude.
Yeah.
Wrong sport. All right, so you guys know what to do.
As for the right sport,
Remember, I don't want them being able to breathe.
it's still a part of Kobe's latest chapter. Not as a player, but the coach of his 13-year-old daughter Gigi's basketball team.
Bonus line 3, 1, 2, 3.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, she's really driven, very competitive, and we have a group of kids that love the game. They have an appetite to learn more, and so I enjoy being around them. Just slow it down, hit her, off you go.
What's the biggest challenge in coaching your own daughter?
Making sure she knows that I love her, whether she plays well or plays like crap. It doesn't matter. You're my daughter before you're a basketball player, and it's important that she knows that that's how I feel. And those aren't words. You have to behave that way. You have to show her that. I have to and it's forgotten.
Kobe the dad is admittedly a bit outnumbered at home. He and his wife Vanessa gave birth to their fourth daughter in June. This
Yeah,
group of 6, Kobe, you're the only guy.
They roll deep. I get ganged up on quite a bit, but it's fine.
In your house, do they look at you and go, Dad, just stop?
Oh my God, yeah. I don't never know what I'm talking about. I have absolutely no say so. And they do it tongue in cheek, but but they mean it.
Do you miss basketball? Do you miss playing basketball?
I mean, I guess so. Like, if I'm shooting around with my kids, then yeah, from that aspect of it. But not enough to want to go out and play.
That chapter has been written. One of the best to play the game of basketball. As for Kobe's full story, 50 years from now, how do you want the world to look at Kobe Bryant?
As a person that was able to create stories that inspired their children and families to bond together, and for their children to dream and have the initiative to wake up every morning and do all they can to help that dream become a reality. That would be really, really cool. And Bianca says it best. I'm like, hey, way to get buckets. She goes, yeah, I'm going to get buckets like Gigi. Because she just doesn't know. She has never seen me play basketball.
Right.
Never, like she's too little. So in her mind, dad is just a person that puts out stories.
So the basketball side of you will be something for the older set.
If I'm doing everything right, that's what will happen.
All right. So it's cool to think that when he was on his way to games and back from games, he's writing stories. And so I encourage you to email me, to hit us up for some of these stories so you can read and enjoy them. And Granity Studios, that's the publishing company that he created. And here's a list of his books: Epica, The River of Sand, was the last one, Geese Are Never Swans, the Wizenard series, Epica, Legacy and the Queen, the tennis one. They interviewed Serena Williams to help craft the story and even started playing tennis himself, because good writers, in order to write well, you got to live it. You got to know it. You write the best things about what you know and you live and you experience. And then obviously the Mamba mentality. And so today, to honor the life and legacy of our guy Kobe, if you need to ball up a piece of recycling and do a big fadeaway, do that. But then enjoy some reading time. Whatever book you're into, or if you need a new book, let us know. We'd love to help you out with that. So Kobe Bryant, our featured storyteller for our Feature Friday today. Enjoy your books and let us know if you need more. Thank you.